Hey guys, it's Penguin here, and welcome back to another gold making video. Now today we're going to be discussing vendor shuffles, enchanting shuffles, disenchanting shuffles, bag shuffles, so many different types of shuffles today. And the reason why I want to make this video, it's more of type of an update video to just showcase to y'all, if you guys have seen the previous ones, that this is still a super valuable method, especially if you kind of want to do this passively. I think it's a great starting point if you're trying to make gold and just all those types of sorts. So this video, we're going to first be highlighting a little bit of the different shuffles. We're going to be showing how you can calculate your gold per hour. And then finally, I'm going to show you some in-game tips, which you can actually do to make your shuffling more fluent and also save you a ton of time. So we're going to get right into this, but thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope you enjoy. So the first thing that we are covering is just what is a vendor shuffle. Now vendor shuffles it's basically what the name says. It is you are getting materials, either you farm them or you buy them on the auction house. We're going to be talking about buying them, but you gain materials, you're going to craft that into a certain item, and then you sell that crafted item to the vendor for raw gold. Now there are a few different types of vendor shuffles. There's been very, very famous ones in the past. However, today we're going to be talking about the main few ones, which consist of leatherworking and tailoring. So firstly, I'm just going to showcase to y'all kind of how much gold per hour you can make, and then we're going to get into the logistics about how you can make it better and all of that sorts. So what I have already done is on my spreadsheet already, I have already inputted the NA average material prices. So I looked on the Undermine journal and I found the median price for the NA regions of all of the materials that we need today, and I've already inputted them into the spreadsheet. So everything we're going to be looking at is going to be based on NA average prices. So especially if you're on EU, this might look a little different. However, if you are an NA player, hopefully this can give you a little bit of a good idea of what you might be looking at. So also, if you haven't used this spreadsheet before, you're going to want to make sure you hit File at top, and then you're going to want to click Make a Copy. That will save it to your Google Drive, your personal drive, and then you can actually edit this spreadsheet. But you will want to make sure that you do that, or you will not have access to the spreadsheet otherwise. But like I said before, the first topic we're going to be talking about is those vendor shuffles. So we're going to make our way to the tailoring shuffling page. So this page is literally just all the shuffles that we're going to be talking about, and of course there's one other. However, the first topic that we're just going to be looking at is the little quadrant up here. Now, like I said before, a vendor shuffle is just crafting them and then selling it to a vendor. So in this case, if we were to craft a shrouded cape, with the shrouded cloth price that we have, it's going to cost us about 35.4 gold in order to craft one cape. And this item sells for 36.9 gold to the vendor. So every time we sell an item, we're going to make 1.5 gold profit. Now, because of that, every time you craft an item, it takes 2 seconds to craft the cape. So 2 seconds, how many seconds are in an hour? You got 3,600. So on average, you can make about 1,800 give or take items every single hour. So we multiply that profit times that 1,800 number, and we get our estimated gold per hour. Now, generally, a lot of this stuff won't be high because we are using higher values, but I'm going to show you how you can change that in just a second. But with the current NA average stuff that we have inputted, as you can see right now, the most profitable item to be crafting is the composite bow. The composite bow is a leatherworking item. The leatherworking items we have is the composite bow, as well as the arm guard down here. Then we have the tailoring cape, robe, pants, and then these two disenchanted bracers. And then lastly, we do have a blacksmithing blade, just in case you get your hands on cheap lace stripe. But from this chart, we can easily point out that the composite bows is going to make us the most profit because we're going to be getting about 4 gold every single time we sell an item, and it's going to make us about 7.4 thousand gold per hour. Now that does not seem like a lot at all, and the reason for that is because we are using NA region. However, normally when you go through this, you're going to want to pick up your materials really cheap. Just for an example, if we go onto my auction house right now for, shrouded cloth, right now I can buy a good bit of it, around the 1.6 price. But today, just before we started, I looted most of it. But as you can see, I was able to pick up at least a little bit for that 50 gold mark. And I bought 54 of it, which means I bought it for exactly 1 gold a piece. If we want to look at my smart average buy price, in the whole time that I've bought shrouded cloth, my actual smart average buy price is 1 gold, 18 silver. So that's especially very, very low. Definitely right now, as you can see, the market value is about 1.67. However, sometimes people just dump the materials on their auction house, and that is when you're going to want to buy these materials up. Sometimes it's going to be, 54 cloth. Sometimes it's going to be 5,400 cloth. If we take a look at how much cloth I have bought in the last 30 days, so I don't buy a lot of cloth because I have a lot stockpiled, but in the last, 30 days, I've bought about 44,000 of it, and as you can see, a lot of these times, I'm buying it for 1 gold even, or even a little less, or a little more than a gold. As you can see right here, I bought about 3,567 cloth for 1 gold even. Or actually 2 days before, I bought 1,000 more for literally 97 silver. So let's say we do want to use, just 1 gold even, because as you can see down here, I even bought over 6,000 cloth at less than a gold. So it's definitely possible to find cheap cloth. And this isn't just about cloth, this is about desolate leather, this is about pallid bones. Every once in a while, the margins kind of crash, people get restless because their items aren't selling. They're going to drop it really low just for that quick sale, and then you can utilize that to your advantage. On the Discord, I saw a picture on another Discord. I will post the picture on the screen, but somebody was literally buying pallid bones for like 34 silver the other day, and he was buying thousands of them. I have no idea. I'm pretty sure he was on EU. I have no idea what server it was, but people are able to pick up so many cheap materials, and you can use this for your own benefit. So if we go back into this, and let's say we input that cloth price, at a solid 1 gold, if we go back, automatically that, if we just reverse it, that 2.7 number increases to 7,000. So of course, nothing is insane with these methods. Most of the time, your composite bow is going to be the best one. If you want to take an example right now, we're using the fact that you're buying desolate leather for almost 3 gold, and you're buying pallid bones for over 2 gold. If I want to go back into my game personally, and if I just want to look real fast at pallid bones, my smart buy price, which I purchased them about 9 days ago, I've purchased these bones for about 1.68 gold. My desolate leather price is pretty high at about 2.5 gold. So if we just want to adjust that slightly, I've been buying it for 2.5, and the bones I've been buying it for about 1.68. If we want to go back in, as you can see, you're automatically making 16,000 gold per hour of basically doing no work at all. I'll show you how to make this so it's almost semi-automated, and basically all you have to do is leave your computer, just let it craft, it will automatically mail everything, and it's basically semi-passive gold, and you're going to be making about 16,000 gold per hour. So even, if you are at work, if you have to go take a shower, gotta go make a meal, have to go walk the dog, anything, you have homework to do, this is a great way if you just have 1 hour of time to leave your computer, and even normally your computer would be turned off anyways, it's a great way to earn some passive income. So that is just an example of the vendor shuffles. Of course, if you can buy it cheaper, you can get this profit up to about 30,000 gold an hour if you can buy that cheap materials, but that's the little first section that we're going to be talking about, and now I'm going to move on to the disenchant shuffles. So Disenchant Shuffles, it sounds just like the name. What you're going to be doing is you're going to be crafting bracers. You're going to be crafting either leatherworking or tailoring bracers, and then you're going to be sending them or disenchanting them on your character, and you're going to be creating actual more raw materials. So instead of just selling the item right off the bat for raw gold, you will be creating new items which you sell on the auction house, or you can use it for your own enchanting. The only downside about this method is it is a two-step process, and also it does require selling on the auction house. So if you're somebody who didn't really want to actually sell anything on the auction house, you just wanted that raw gold method, you definitely are going to want to stay away from this method. However, in terms of gold per hour, in terms of gold investment, I do believe disenchanting shuffles are probably one of the best things you can do. But we can just take a first look at the bracer shuffle right here. Now we're going to highlight tailoring, and basically there's two versions of tailoring. You have the green bracer, which only gives soul dust. As you can see right here, it gives 0 sacred shards. And then you have the blue version, or the rare version, which does include lightless silk, and it gives you soul dust, but it also gives you sacred shards. So that's the little benefit of the blue bracers. Now, I'm just going to warn you, if you are EU, you will probably never see the cuffs become positive, because right now I'm using the NA region average of about 26 gold per lightless silk. And, you know, as you can see, this is already in the red, about 12,000 gold. So if you're somebody on EU, unless EU has insane sacred shards and soul dust price, this one will probably never be profitable. However, the green version is always really good. So like I said before, you're going to be crafting the green shrouded cloth bracers, and because of the prices we inputted inside of the system, each item is going to cost us about 24.6 gold to craft. So every bracer, about 25 gold. Now, on average, because this is what TSM gives us, also it's just what we get from, disenchanting a ton, about every single disenchant, you're going to get about 2.4 soul dust. So because of that, we're going to multiply the value of soul dust times that 2.4 number. So on average, you're going to get about 38 gold of value every time you disenchant. If we want to subtract the value that we're going to be getting out of it by the cost, we're going to be making about 13 gold profit every single bracer that we craft and disenchant. Now, this one becomes a little bit more difficult because, it does cost 2 seconds in order to craft that bracer, but then you also have to disenchant it, and there's seconds between mailing if you're on different characters, etc., etc. So I'm just going by the 1,000 crafted mark. You can assume, let's say, takes 2 seconds, it takes 2 seconds to disenchant, around the 1,000 mark might take up your whole hour of time. It just depends on, latency, all of that stuff, but in this case, we're not going off gold per hour, we're just going off strictly of 1,000 bracers crafted. So this is 1,000 bracers crafted. We're going to be making about 13.7k gold, but then we do have to introduce the auction house cut, which is that 5% cut, which if you were to sell the item on the auction house, so after 1,000 items, you're going to walk away with about 11.8 thousand gold more inside of your pockets. So just from doing this simple shuffle, you're going to be making about 11,000 gold. Now actually, because of our Desolate Leather and our Pallid Bone prices, the Desolate Arm Guard is actually better in this case. The reason for that is that the Arm Guard as well as the Bracer, they are both the green quantity. They have the same rate of soul dust, as you can see, 2.4 and 2.4. So the material value is the same, so really whatever cost is cheapest is going to end up being the winner. So in this case, the Desolate Arm Guard is about 2 gold less than that bracer, so we're making about 14,000 gold after auction house cut per 1,000 of these arm guards crafted. So I really love disenchanting shuffles because in this case, if we're doing about 1,000 crafted and we get about 2.4 soul dust every time we do that, you're going to walk away with about 2,400 soul dust. So if you are an enchanter who actively, sells enchants on your server, or you do legendary crafting and you have to buy and make a ton of the enchanted lightless silk or enchanted alethioum, you can put this soul dust right back into your crafting, whether that makes your legendary crafting cheaper, because now, you know, you're getting really, really cheap soul dust, or you just want to make your tenants and your eternals with this soul dust, then everything becomes more profitable. So you can make a ton more gold. Let's say you want to put this back into enchanted alethioum, and enchanted alethioum, you know, is going to be giving you 50 gold profit. Then you can turn this 14k number strictly all the way up to 35 or 50k, depending on your profit margins of what you want to use that soul dust for. Which is what I really love about this shuffle, is because you can do what you want with the materials. You can sell it to a friend, you can sell it on the auction house, you can use it to craft tenants, you can use it to craft enchanted materials, make it for your legendaries. There's so many different opportunities, which is why I love disenchanting shuffles. But once again, if we just want to mess with the prices, now on my server, lightless silk is pretty cheap. If we want to highlight it, well, of course I say that and it's been reset. It's at normally around 18 gold, but region rate average, region sale average, as you can see, is at 12.19 gold mark. So if we do want to input 12.19 gold and we want to look back over there, as you can see, just cutting that lightless silk price in half, so just 12 gold, you are making now 15,000 gold by doing these cuffs. And the benefit of that is you are getting soul dust as well as sacred shards. So that means, you know, about every 1,000 crafted, you could be walking away with about 1,400 soul dust and about 1,500 sacred shards. So definitely, if you are a enchanter who sells tenants, eternals, you're walking around with just free materials, and you can bring that 15k all the way up to 50k per 1,000 crafted if you have those profits and you have those profit margins on your server. So I really would say, if you can find the cheap lightless silk, maybe you can't get a ton of it, but every once in a while, if you can grab it for 12 gold, you know, let's see, 15 gold brings it still to 9,000. I mean, even on my server, because I have stockpiled, as you can see, I have about 120,000 left, and my smart average buy price is less than 2 gold because I bought this before 9.1. So of course, this method isn't available to everybody, and like I said before, the EU folks, this is probably completely out of the question because you guys are paying, you know, 85 gold per lightless silk, but for some crazy reason, if you do have lightless silk sitting at 1.9 gold a piece, that instantly turns into 36,000 profit by just disenchanting every 1,000 bracers. So, I mean, once again, 36,000 gold profit, that is absolutely insane. But yeah, that is just why I love disenchanting and the vendor shuffles so much. I just wanted to highlight that again real fast. But now I'm going to go into a tip which can help a lot of people out if you do want to do either vendor shuffles or your disenchanting shuffles. So what a lot of people don't know is that inside TSM, you have the ability to auto mail people every single minute. So if we want to go into the mail right here, and we want to go under the group sending mail, as you can see, let's just say we highlight an option and we hover over the mail selected groups. As you can see, it says that you can hold the shift key and you click mail, and it will automatically resend items after 1 minute. So that is perfect. But yeah, a great example of how to do this, let's say we are doing the shrouded cloth robe shuffle, because if we do look, as you can see right now for tailoring, the best vendor shuffle to do is the robes is a lot more profit than the capes. So what we can do is if we go into the game, we can quickly just make a group, you know, we can call this robes or something. We can turn on that base item, and then we can find that shrouded cloth robe. You're going to want to make sure you add this to a group through base item, so it doesn't matter about item level, and it also doesn't matter about the random stats, because you're just crafting a ton of robes. Then you can make a quick mailing operation. It's very, very simple. I mean, you can call this robe if you want, and whatever character bank tune that you want to send this to, just type that in. For vendor shuffles, you're just going to want to send it. You can make a toon with an empty inventory. You just want to put in an alt which you're okay with sending stuff. So for this example, I'm just going to send it to my other crafter. Now, the reason for this is because you have to get it out of your inventory. So if you're doing a disenchanting shuffle, send it over to your enchanter if it's on another toon. Just send it away so it can be stored off. So whoever you want to send it to, you can do that, and then you can apply it to your robes group. Then now, if we want to go into crafting and start crafting ropes, and then we also want to go into groups, we can now hold shift, and as you can see, that turns into auto resend, and then we can click on that button. Now, every single minute, it's going to refresh and automatically mail these groups. I'm going to speed this up a bit because now we do have to wait a minute, but you can see my inventory getting full, and then in about a minute, if I have enough space before we fill up, it should automatically send it off to my alternate character. And there we go. Just like that, it was a minute in, and it sent everything that we created over to Daroth, as you can see right there. So every single minute, it will keep doing this. So this basically makes this system fully automatic. Of course, let's say you do, you have to go to lunch, or you're doing stuff around the house, anything like that. When you do come back, you will have to go over to that character, open the mail, and then of course send over those items, or vendor those items, or finally disenchant those items, depending on what shuffle you are doing. But this allows you to craft for that full, hour period, 40 minutes, 20 minutes, even 5 minutes without your inventory becoming full and stopping the crafting. So super, super good. I mean, if we wait here, probably in just a second, it's going to mail over again. But this is a great way, which a lot of people don't know about. And it basically just, semi-automates the system. And there we go. Right there, it sent everything it could once again. It sent off 33 items. So it's a great system. It makes sure that you do not stop crafting due to a full inventory. And it just really helps you with those shufflings. But yeah, guys, I hope this video helped. I have talked about vendor shuffles in the past a lot, however, I just wanted to reinstate it and say that it is really good in 9.1 still. You can still find amazing deals on materials, and I mean, even if you're making 7k an hour or 10k an hour, that's 7 more thousand gold that you would have gotten, or you wouldn't have gotten if you were not sitting there AFK. So even if you were going out for lunch for an hour anyways, I mean, you would be logged off not doing anything, so it's even better if you could be sitting there crafting and making about 7k passive gold. You do that for 10 days in a row, and you just made 70,000. If you want to do the disenchant shuffle, once again, disenchant 1,000 things a day, you can make about 14,000 gold. Do that for 10 days, do that for a week, and you've made over 100k profit. So it's just definitely something you can do if you're bored, if you can let your computer idle for a little bit, and it's just a great way to make gold. But thank you guys so much for watching. If you haven't already, please check out my Patreon. Also, be sure to check out my Twitch. I'm live streaming about 4 days a week. And also be sure to join the Discord to make sure you just stay completely updated with everything going on with the channel. But thank you guys so much for watching. And of course, have a good day.